Premier League football this week, and we're going to talk about Chelsea versus Liverpool. This was one of the biggest games. This was one of the most entertaining games, and we've got a lot to say right here. And first of all, we're going to be talking about this Estevao guy. He's a very young boy, 18 years of age, but look at how he stepped into the pitch and changed the entire game. All the Liverpool players were on hot seat, I like the way he plays. One thing I like about this boy is the way he charged at defenders. He's very young, but he's not scared to, to receive the ball. Some young players sometimes, they scare away from the ball. They don't like to receive the ball. Maybe when they are facing two or three, defenders, they don't like to receive the ball. But one thing different from Estevao right here is that he loves to receive the ball and charge at the defenders. He loves this challenge to meet the defenders one-on-one. Tries to beat them and then make it happen. It was a very big and well-deserved victory yesterday for the Chelsea side. And you take a look at here, Estevao. I don't know why we're still not giving him a very a big playing time, but I gradually we're going to be stepping up. And then I like the boy. I like him to be starting for Chelsea. I love his courage. I love the way he controls the ball. I love the way he wants to receive the ball. He's never scared of any defender, Starting from the World Cup, when he was playing against Chelsea, whenever he received the ball, he wants to charge into Marco Correa. He doesn't like, oh, this is my scene. No, he wants to go into Marco Correa. He's just 18 years, but his impact yesterday absolutely changed everything in the game. But before then, we're going to talk about Enzo Maresca right here. I'm always going to be appreciation to him first, but I'm always not going to be happy with Enzo Maresca for the things that he's doing. Because first of all, this coach, he's very, very scared, even more than the fans, even more than me standing here. I don't know why he's scared. If you watch the game against Manchester United, just one red card, you saw his changes, was so full of fear in the changes he made, taking out Cole Palmer, taking out Pedro Neto, taking out Estevao, and sacrificing every good player just to defend. But then at the end of the day, they got their own red card, and then we needed these players to charge at Man United and get the victory. I mean, he just make everything feels like he's so scared to lose. But at the end of the day, you still make kind of pretty wrong changes. I don't understand why. There's no reason you're going to tell me right here that yesterday you won Liverpool with almost half of your squad, first 11 outside, and then you couldn't win Brentford with some players in the pitch like Cole Palmer. I don't understand what is wrong with this coach. That means it's 2 seasons plus in Chelsea, you still didn't find a pattern that matches well with your first 11 and the second, and you still today trying changes. And it pisses me off when you go to interview and say we are still trying to adapt. Adapt what? It's 2 seasons already. Arne Slot came last season, for the first season, he topped the league. You're not going to tell me he had good players. You've got Cole Palmer, he's so amazing. You let Jackson go. You brought in João Pedro. I'm just going to talk about that later. But then you are so quick to give Jackson a quick notice to leave the club, right? And now today you're going to be suffering because you've got almost everyone outside. Thanks to God that we are having international breaks so far. So I think we're going to have a lot of players who are going to recover before the game. No, Badishi was not part of your plan, but you watched Badishi play yesterday. So calm, so calm. He controlled the defense with everything he needed to. Okay, I'm just going to say Enzo Maresca right here made the changes, and he was surprised to him the way the players as well performed. Because I wasn't thinking, he didn't know he's going to perform like that. Okay, I'm just going to say we brought in Gittens. The previous time we started Gittens, he didn't perform, but yesterday he was something different. But what about Estevao? What about Romeo Lafia? Why are you keeping Lafia on the bench? Enzo Fernandez needs to be subbed off one time, and then he's going to play serious football. I don't care about the 1 goal each he's scoring in every game, but he's not playing his role. You remember the time we've got Frank Lampard, we've got Cesc Fabregas. If you have someone like Cesc Fabregas, we need players who can be able to give key passes. Talking about Enzo Fernandez, right? He's not good like compared to Cesc Fabregas. You remember the days where we have Cesc Fabregas, we've got Frank Lampard. These are players who could supply good kill passes to strikers like maybe DJ Drogba. Those days we've got very, very good players in the pitch around the midfield. This is what we want Enzo Fernandez to play. I don't want Enzo Fernandez coming to score goals. It's not his job. He needs to give those passes we expect from players like playing in the midfield. He needs to be that supplier, because I cannot see him. João Pedro is running out of the box to bring the ball and play. And if any ball is coming to João Pedro, it's either coming from Moses Caicedo, it's coming from Pedro Neto, or it's coming from Cole Palmer. Where is Enzo Fernandez? That is his job. That is his job. He needs to supply those balls. We need those key passes to go to João Pedro so he can be able to do something. But now he's not doing that. But then one day he's gonna play a lot of poor games, and then the next day he's gonna score one goal. And then so far he's your best player. You are keeping Romeo Lafia out of the bench, and you are stressing Moses Caicedo. Moses Caicedo has been the most consistent player so far in the Premier League, and of course, what is going to happen if he's going to pick up an injury? Because now he's so much pressure. Tomorrow is international break. He's going to play for his country. He's going to come back to Chelsea. He's going to be a starter. He's going to play full 90 minutes. And then after international break, he's going to go outside. He's going to play again. He's going to play for you in the Champions League. Why you have Romeo Lafia in the bench? Why can't you use Romeo Lafia and release pressure on Moses Caicedo? That is the best player I've got so far, but you don't need to use him that way, because the day he's going to be injured, and if you're not used to replacing Romeo Lafia, you are dead, because Enzo Fernandez is nothing in that midfield. He's not doing his job. I'm not going to count all of those goals, but Enzo Fernandez needs to do his job, needs to fit the strikers with balls. We need him to give them the correct balls to score. We need him to create the chances for them to score, not him scoring goals in the box. That is not his job. We've got Fabregas, we've got Frank Lampard. In those days, they could score, and of course, they could still as well give passes. And now, if you take a look at Enzo Fernandez, how many passes, how many balls does he shoot to the pole to get one goal? Sometimes 5, which is not supposed to be so. Convert some of those shots you're putting into the pole and make it key passes, and João Pedro is going to finish it off. Cole Palmer is going to finish it off. That is all we want from him. Now, coming back here, you were so quick to give Nicholas Jackson a quick notice to leave the club, because you've got here João Pedro, and the first impression was very good from the Club World Cup. It was so amazing. Okay, did you watch him in the game against Bayern Munich? Did you watch how he loses the ball? He cannot hold the ball to himself. The game yesterday against Liverpool, how many passes came from Bardeshield to him and he loses them? And the funny thing is, when he loses the ball in the position when it's going back to your opponent. It's going back and putting pressure on your defenders. So now, this is the reason why Jackson was here. He would have been a very, very good player right now. João Pedro is a very, very good player, right? It's a very, very good finisher. Now, the reason why Nicholas Jackson was a very good collaborator with Cole Palmer was that Nicholas Jackson could keep the ball. That is the thing. Nicholas Jackson could keep the ball. If you play a pass to Nicholas Jackson, Cole Palmer was aware that this guy is not going to lose this ball anytime soon. So when Nicholas Jackson holds the ball, Cole Palmer already knows the position to take. And that is the one thing that was good about Jackson. Let's forget about the fact that he couldn't score, he couldn't finish off right there. But you cannot say, because he cannot finish, and then you forget all other good things, all other good aspects of him, and then just tell him, okay, you need to lift right now on loan, blah, blah, blah. Now, yesterday was a very good moment that if Jackson was there, he would have done something great, because Jackson can hold the ball. If you play a pass to Jackson, he can hold the ball even in between 3 defenders. He's not going to let it loose. And then he, as a good finisher, will find a better option, a better position to ask Jackson for that ball and then finish it off. That is a collaboration between Jackson and Cole Palmer when they were playing together, and this is what we need. But now you've got him alone. Liam Delap's injured. Everyone is injured. Now you're passing him the ball, he's losing it and sending it back to the opponent, and you're pressuring your defenders. Not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times. And right now he's showing a spirit of, he's calming down. And then at the end of the day, we're still going to be screaming again that we need a striker in Chelsea Football Club. We need to use our brains sometimes, to keep some players. It's not every player that we're just gonna say, okay, go. We maybe don't need you for now. Where is Liam Delap? He's injured. I think he's also injured as well, João Pedro. And if he's injured, that is all for Chelsea. We couldn't let him go like this. So this is what Enzo Maresca has chosen. But it was a very good victory yesterday against Liverpool. But my question to us, the Chelsea fans, is what next? What next? Because I believe that he's winning this game and drawing the next one, winning this game and drawing the next one. Because one thing that also pisses me off with him is the fact that he loses points to smaller club teams. When you're expecting him to come and beat a club like Ipswich, he's gonna have 1-1 draw with them. When you expect him to come and beat, the Burnley, Fulham, and all these things, he's gonna come and then have a draw with them, and it's gonna be like, it's a derby, it's a strong game. This is the crazy thing. I don't want to hear about this. Now we've beaten Liverpool. I want the consistency to start from now, because We are not even in the top 6 of the table right now. I think we are in the 9th position or 8th or something like that. But then we need to step up. I believe that this season we're supposed to be fighting to win the title, not fighting to go to the Champions League. But right now we've got a lot of good players. I expect Chelsea, to step up. We are SD Game Talks. We bring to you sport and everything concerning football around the world. Stay tuned and subscribe to our channel.